And welcome back. This is courtesy of political nerds, that lovely lass from the Midlands. And she was talking about this ex-cop exposing Sidi Khan regarding the grooming gangs in London and how vast this phenomenon is. Well, the revelations of this ex-police officer from the Metropolitan Police, he was in charge of these investigations. It was a part of that division, juvenile issues. And he's been saying, for years this thing's going on. Not just so-called grooming gangs, Muslims, kidnapping girls, young ladies and stuff like that, or the last rivals of the dinghy divers. That's more recent, which was in the Casey report. That's the new trafficking. It's been going on for years. And there's a complicity of the social services, local institutions, coppers, and local politicians and councils. Because this thing, if made public, would cause a bloody fucking scandal, never like would occur in British current modern history. Because they'll win. Kids taken from children's home, which when they go home for the weekend, most of them end up in so-called child prostitution. And these people who run these structures, social services, they knew. They don't want to do nothing about it. They are scared or they're part of the system. And who runs these child prostitute and traffickers, not just grooming gangs, is these so-called Muslims of grooming gangs, which from child prostitution from the bricklayer, middle class person, up to high class, which one of these kids could be sold for £2,000 for high society child sex. It's absolutely disgusting. How did his superior reacted to this report, which he completed in 2007? His superior threatened him, would have sacked him, would lose his kids, would lose his house, would lose his pension. They are all freaking inside. This criminal phenomenon of child trafficking, mainly prostitution. And most of these kids are obviously from children's homes or social problems, basically. And obviously it's been issued a care warrant or order for them to go in a children's home. Therefore they're more vulnerable. And you hear those people who care for them, in some cases which have been treated by behind bars, television, which two were convicted, which they practically sexually abused a 12-year-old, in danger in sense of socially speaking. She ended up in some children's home, and those who care for them profit for them. Regarding, this is just only a phenomenon in London, and you got to think, where is Labour running them local boroughs, local authorities, and where the presence of these grooming gangs are, they operate, they're in cahoots. And they don't want to know, the public, because Labour would be considered as a bunch of hypocrites. And even when Sidi Khan was asking about these grooming gangs, a phenomenon at London a few months ago at a commission, he didn't want to respond because he bloody knew how big it is. But probably the dark side of it regarding grooming gang prostitution racketeers running by these so-called Muslims people, extremists. Obviously, I did mention there are those, the newcomers are entering this type of new phenomenon, which makes the phenomenon more vast. It's not a question of illegals which do nasty things on women and children. And more than 40,000 Islamic terrorists present, which British Secret Service know about. That's another issue. It's a time bomb. How vast this phenomenon is, no one knows, because it's yet to be discovered. No one wants to investigate. They're scared or they're in it. The whole 9 yards.